Hi there, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. Right, well I thought I'd do another collection video for you. The last collection video I did was about my Arrow Academy titles, and so now that means I get to go on to the Arrow video titles. Most of these are first pressings, so first editions, and I'm not going to show the slip cover ones, just the standard ammo case ones. And I won't talk too much about them, but I'll be as quick as I can. Right, so the first one is Wes Craven's Deadly Blessing, with Ernest Borgnine, Sharon Stone and Michael Berryman. Not the best film of his, but it's okay. Anyway, right, what's next? So this is actually one of the titles I watched whilst I was unemployed. So when I get to carry on with that series, I've had a bit of a hiccup. I shall, this will be one of them, and it is Baron Blood, Mario Bava film. Now I've only seen the theatrical cut. I've not seen the extended cut. So next time I watch it, I shall watch the extended cut and see all the blood and gore. Now this is a brilliant film. It's funny when you watch this for the first time and you suddenly realise that the main actor is in Home Alone, and he's the old guy next door. And this is Deranged. This is a brilliant film. So it's loosely based on the Ed Gein story, I suppose, but a very, very good film. Would definitely like to see a 4K from that one. This is also one that I saw while I was unemployed. This is one of my favourite films, one of my favourite horror films of all time, and it is Squirm. And I believe this is where Jordan kind of got his name for his horror channel, Movie Squirm. So Movie Worm has two channels, if you don't know. And so there we go, Squirm. So there's your 2-disc and there's your booklet with yet different artwork, and I kind of like that artwork, but I kind of gone for the original, what I guess was the VHS artwork. I might be wrong. Right, well I now have this one on 4K, and I did do a video on it, so if you want to check that out you have to look in the playlists. But it's Motel Hell. Not a bad film. This is a bit weird in places, but actually when I rewatched it on my 4K I enjoyed it more than watching that Blu-ray. And I'll keep the Blu-ray because it means I've got a crusty version. Now this one's a really cool film, and it is The Car. I'd never seen this before, so like most of these Arrow titles I had never seen them before, but I was blind buying them back then. I don't really do that so much now. So then we got another really cool film, and it's called Pit Stop. This is basically, they drive in a figure of 8, and if they crash into each other, they crash into each other. And it's something they used to do in the States. It's crazy to think that, but that is real. So yes, Pit Stop, very good film. Oh no, this one is a very good film. Now, usually we get to see her as Lois Lane in Superman, but her name's gone out of my head. It is Wanda Palmer. Where's her name? Hang on. Margot Kidder. Oh. Anyway, yes, Sisters. Can't believe I didn't remember that, but very, very good film. Can't just call her Lois Lane, can I? Chuck Norris movie and Lee Marvin. Very good film, much more sort of realistic than I thought. It wasn't quite the action-packed kind of gung-ho film that I expected, and it is Delta Force. So very worth checking out. It's quite a deep-rooted film. This one I believe is getting a 4K soon. I can't remember which label it is, but it is bound. It's from the Wachowskis, prior to The Matrix, isn't it? So yes, it's a good film. It's a good film. Now this one I kept forgetting it was a Christmas movie. So when I got into the mood to watch it and I put it on and it was nowhere near Christmas, I thought, well, I'm not watching it because I don't watch anything that's got having to do with Christmas unless it's Christmas time. And I think the first time I watched it, I fell asleep quite a bit because I didn't think much of it. But the Comet, but now I have it on 4K, and when I watched it on 4K, yes, around last Christmas time, I actually quite enjoyed it. But again, I'll be keeping my Arrow Blu-ray. Now this one, I think this is also one that I watched while I was unemployed. This is also one of my favourite horror films. I like my creature features, and it is The Incredible Melting Man. Such a brilliant film, so well done, really great effects and everything, and just the sound effects as well, his breathing and all that sort of stuff really adds to it. So I now have that on 4K. Is it from Vinegar Syndrome? So, but obviously I'll be keeping that too. Now, when my wife and I went to visit John Clancy from Movie Collector, I was meant to take this with me, but stupid me left everything that I was supposed to take media-wise at home. But and it was rollable. But next time I go to John's, I shall take this with me because he wanted to check it out against the 4K that he got, which was German. And I said the grain was better in this, I think. I think it will give him more of the experience he wants from the film. Now, this is one of quite a few Pam Grier films that I have in my collection. Great actress, and this is Coffee. Yeah, good film. Really like that. Now, this one will be coming up soon in the series that I'm doing with Bumpers Movies. And if you can't guess that, it's called Island of Death, as that'll be for the 39. Bit of a weird film, but actually not a bad film. And if you want to keep an eye out for that episode, when Bumper and I get around to doing it, you can find out a bit more of what we think about it as in the video nasty. Great film here, starring Peter Cushing, and it's one of the Hammer horror films. One of the few Hammer films that Arrow have picked up. It might actually be their only one. If you can think of another one, let me know. But it is The Hound of the Baskervilles. Would be nice to see a 4K of this, definitely. It's got a booklet, yeah, it's got a booklet. So I could open them all and show you the booklets and everything. Maybe I'll do that some other time. Let me know if you'd like to see a video of that, but I'm sure you've seen many videos of people showing their first editions off. And I'm sure most of you have them yourself. Now I think this is getting a 4K, or has one, or a very limited one, and it is Nightmare City. Not a bad film. I think it's Italian horror, isn't it? There's a booklet. Yeah, that's definitely the booklet and not a promotional card. What else we got? Now it's an early Robert Englund film, but this is Toby Hooper's Eaten Alive. Now I actually really like that artwork, and it's kind of a shame it didn't come with a slip, with that as the slip, and then the original artwork. Because, you know, on most of these I prefer to put the original artwork because it's how you would have had it on VHS. You know, get the booklet and everything. But I think just getting a 4K, I don't know. This one I do have on 4K, and when I watched it, I was a little bit disappointed. It's not the best film ever. No, actually, this version is a 4K scan, but the 4K I have is a Vinegar Syndrome one. So maybe I could get rid of this. Don't really need it now, because if it's from the 4K scan, it's going to be the same, pretty much the same scan as the Vinegar Syndrome 4K, isn't it? But it does have the booklet and 2 discs and everything, so maybe I'll keep it. That pile's getting a bit precarious, so hopefully we don't hear a big crash in a minute. Now it's possible this is not a first edition, as it doesn't have a booklet in it, but it may just never come with one. And it is The Beast Within. Not a bad film, not a bad film. Yes, The Beast Within. So another Pam Grier film. Black Mama, White Mama. This is a pretty good film. I know they're exploitation films, but you know, they're well made and they're good entertainment. So there's the booklet. This one has a leaflet for swinging cheerleaders, which I'm going to keep out. Why am I keeping it out? Now this one is what you might call a guilty pleasure. I've only actually watched it once, but it's so sort of B movie, probably more like a C movie actually. It's really fun to watch, and it is Microwave Massacre. I mean, who doesn't want to buy a film with that title, eh? So there's the booklet, and that's the reversible art. But I figured, you know, yeah, kind of chops up his wife, I think, and has her for dinner. Right, this is why I kept that out, because I'm going to put it in there with that. So yeah, it's quite hard hitting. This is not quite what I expected. It's a little bit like a Last House on the Left, maybe not quite as harsh, but if you're expecting sort of a fun movie, it's not totally a fun movie. You know, there are some nasty blokes in it, and but it is a good film. So there you go, let's put that postcard in there, and it kind of completes that little set, doesn't it? Don't remember this one. I guess I've seen it, I'm not sure, but it has the booklet. It is Satan's Blade. Now you might be wondering why I'm showing these in a funny order. It's not a funny order, basically they're in skew order. So the FCD skew number is going up. So I think the first one was in the 700s, now that's in the 1000s. This one's not too bad, some great special effects, very much of its time, starring John Goodman and I think a few other pretty cool actors. Matinee and Joe Dante film, yes. Then we have 2000 Maniacs. So there's the booklet. And there's the 2000 Maniacs card, which obviously kind of came out of the Herschel Gordon Lewis box set, which I don't have. I might track down one day, but I've got a couple of the films from that box set. Oh no, this is a great film. Another creature feature. Yes, and it's the first edition as well. Not quite as heavy. That's why I opened it first, and it is Slugs. Look at that. Again, there's the artwork. Kind of wish it had a slipcover, you know. I'm not sure why I turned that round, because I think I prefer the other artwork, but I did turn it round. So Now, you may have seen that, actually, no you don't. I now have this on 4K. I went to do a video for it. Been going through a bit of a funny time of late, that's why I've not been doing so many videos. But I was also on holiday, as I said in my previous video. So that's partly why I've not been doing any YouTube. But this is Dark Water, and I was extremely pleased when Arrow announced their 4K version. And I got the Arrow Store exclusive version with this slipcover. So I need to get round and watch that on 4K again, or for the first time, and then do a comparison, do some comparison shots. Right, now this film is not bad, but it's not amazing. Again, I was blind buying at the time, so Hellgate. Yes, I don't know if this is the first edition or it didn't get a booklet, but this one doesn't have a booklet. So if yours has a booklet, then let me know, and then I'll know if it's that first edition or not. A nice old school Vincent Price movie here. Tower of London. Yeah, this is the first edition. Oops. Sounds like part of the box has just fallen out. There's your booklet and your 2 discs, and your other artwork, black and white. Yeah, it's a good film. Now this is a brilliant film. A lot of this was done with reprojection, and it works so well. I think it's just really stands up to now, actually, with its quality, and with, if they ever did a 4K of it. Is this a 4K scan? No, it doesn't say 4K scan, just says high definition transfer. So it's probably not even a 2K scan, but it is Runaway Train, starring Jon Voight. Does have the booklet and everything, so it would be good to see this on 4K. What else we got? Now my friend Ben from the BFI, he kind of gifted me this. I haven't got round to watching it yet. I did start watching it, but it's a foreign film and I wasn't in the mood for subtitles. But it is Kaltiki, Il Mostro Immortale, something like that. Have you seen it? Let me know, what do you think of it? Is it any good? Now this is another video nasty. Pretty sure it's category 1. So Bumper and I will be watching this, and it is Madhouse. Yeah, so that should be coming up soon. Again, I have the first edition, and so that dog on the disc is the commissioned artwork, let's say. You just about see it there. Sorry if it's a bit glary. Try not to take up too much of your time. Now this is a category 3 video nasty, or it's somewhere on the video nasty list, and it is The Slayer. Sadly nowhere near as good as the band Slayer. But and that's a 4K scan, that one, so hopefully Arrow can do a 4K of it, and that'll be another 4K video nasty. So as I said, I had a few of the Herschel Gordon Lewis films, and if you've been following the 39 series Bumper and I've been doing, you've already seen this one, and it is Blood Feast, also known as Blood Eaters, is it? No, I think I'm getting mixed up. But so, you know, there's no booklet or anything with this one, because obviously this is not a first edition. It's just the standard edition after the big box set. So if you're wondering, if you're in CEX or anything, and you think, well, there's no booklet in it, then there was never one. So don't worry, just pick it up. Great film. And then another Herschel Gordon Lewis, and it's 2000 Maniacs. That's a pretty good, kooky, kind of quirky film. And I shall now put this in there. So this has got one in. Oh, Don't Torture a Duckling. Now, I'm in two minds about that film. But as it is a Lucio Fulci film, then maybe I should get it. So let me know in the comments. Should I get Don't Torture a Duckling? What do I expect from that film? So there you go. Now I've got a little special edition with that card in there. This is a pretty good one, a sci-fi film, and it's called The Andromeda Strain. 4K scan? Yes, it's a 4K scan, so maybe Arrow will give us a 4K of this as well. I like that film, it's a good one. No booklet, so not sure about what edition it is. I think I picked it up late, so maybe it's not a special or first edition. Now this one I've tried to watch a couple of times. I so wanted it to be better than it is, and this cover art makes it look better than it is. It's DEFCON 4. I was really quite disappointed, and I kept sort of falling asleep, partly because I was tired, but partly because it's boring. They don't spend long enough in space. I do have a first edition though. And then it's just weird on the Earth. Yeah, I'll try it again one day. This one I actually quite liked. Trapped Alive. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a booklet and everything. This one's a bit crazy. Again, I was still sort of blind buying. But hey, you know, I'm not going to get rid of this. And this is a first edition as well. And it is the chill factor. So if you've seen this, you know how bad this film is. But hey, you never know. Now, this one is still sealed. This is a first edition, but I noticed it was a 4K scan, and as we were starting to get into 4Ks being released, I figured I won't open it yet, but it is The Mangler, which I believe also has Robert Englund in it. Yes, it says on the top, Robert Englund. I really want to see this actually, but I'm going to hold out and see if a 4K comes about, and then I can pass this on to someone brand new. Last two, The Initiation of Sarah. Now I believe there was a slipcover with this initially, which I didn't get, but once the slipcovers ran out there probably were still booklets, so I do have that, and that just has that in it. I haven't watched it yet, I have to say, so I have no idea what it's like. And then this one I have seen. Now, I was really impressed with this film. You know, what happens in the film is pretty disgusting and pretty stupid. Burning of churches and stuff like that. I'm not religious, but I wouldn't go around burning churches. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm into the kind of music that this film depicts. Not actually been into either of the two bands that are depicted in this film. You know, but so this is Lords of Chaos, about the black metal musician known as Burzum, who killed Mayhem from the band Mayhem. Kind of a sad but egotistic story, and you know, he's been released from prison now, but has Burzum, but I never got into his music. I never liked it. I was kind of expecting a 4K of it, but maybe not. Maybe it was only a 1080 film in the first place. Maybe it was only so maybe a 4K wouldn't work from this. But it's got Macaulay Culkin's brother in it, and he plays the part of Mayhem very, very well. So yeah, Rory Culkin. So anyway, there you go. Before I waffle on too much, that is my standard Amaray case. I'm looking at a big empty space now, where they're usually stored. That is my standard Amaray case. There may be a few others kicking around, like some World War II ones, but I thought I'd just show you those ones, because I missed a David Bowie film, a World War II film from my Arrow Academy list. Can't remember what it's called. Good Night, Mr. Lawrence or something. Anyway, yeah, right. If you like that, give us a thumbs up. Let me know how many of those titles you have in your collection. Have you got first editions? Did you know that there were booklets for them and this and the other? Are you hunting them down? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.